Now easy for all of us to join the peace movement, and I thank him for all his efforts. We are all in this together. Please give thanks to the wonderful Jeremy Gill. May I just say that I love the fact that he has this 2016 plan. I didn't say dream, it's a plan.
Well, thank you, Yoko Ono. It's obviously an incredible honour to be with you, to be near you, and to certainly to be receiving the LennonOno Award. It will inspire me and empower me and that of my colleagues, friends and families, to continue the work that we do. I'm just really, really grateful to you, so thank you for that.
Well, it's an honour for all of us that you exist.
Also, thank you to the Mayor, to all the other guests and winners of these awards, and everybody here. I'm here because of fear and being concerned and frightened and confused. And that's why I'm here. And 16 years ago, I wanted to do something because I didn't understand the killing, the destruction, the starvation. I didn't understand the violence in the home, in the community, and in the school, and I wanted to do something about it, and I didn't know what to do. I had no qualifications, I'm dyslexic, I was bottom of the class. The only thing I knew was a camera. And so I decided to use that camera to try to do something, because I had to answer some questions about, is humankind fundamentally evil? Is the destruction of our world inevitable? Should I have children? Is that a responsible thing to do? And so I thought, okay, I'll make a film about peace. And then I realised there was no day of peace. There was no day of global unity. There was no day of intercultural cooperation, which the academics were saying was the key to humanity's survival. There was nothing that brought this world together, separate from politics and religion, in the hope that we could lift the level of consciousness around the fundamental issues that humanity faces, the protection of each other and the protection of our environment. And so I went on that journey to try to create that day, and I'm delighted that years after years of work with lots of support from incredible people all over the world, obviously, as we know, the United Nations unanimously adopted the creation of the first ever day of ceasefire and non-violence with a fixed calendar date, the 21st of September, Peace Day. But then when that day was created, I could hear the cynics saying, but it's just a day. It's symbolism, it will never work, nobody will ever stop fighting. And that worried me as much as I was worried when I started the journey, that even when we created the first ever day of peace on this planet, people didn't believe in it because people don't believe in peace. Some people. And that really worried me and frightened me, and that's when we went on the second part of the journey, which was to prove that the day could work, and we went to Afghanistan because they said it wouldn't work in Afghanistan, and the Taliban couldn't become involved, and of course, as some people know, the Taliban did agree not to kill or kidnap on that day, and that allowed WHO and UNICEF to put 10,000 vaccinators into areas you couldn't normally go, and 1.4 million children were vaccinated against polio. And I knew at that point that the cynic had very little to say, and that actually somebody who's cynical shouldn't be blamed or shamed or ridiculed for that cynicism, because I understand it. It's where we are, and it's quite tragic, and we need to be sympathetic and get in the room with those kind of individuals. And now we move on to this next phase of the target that Yoko just discussed. So we have a day. We know that it works in the school, in the home, the community, and in areas of conflict, because let's remember that the great conflict that humanity faces is in the home today, not with a weapon, and the amount of death that will happen with a fist in our homes, communities, and schools is far greater than those with an AK-47. So that's why it's a day of non-violence and ceasefire. And this final phase is very interesting. It's to tell the world about the day of ceasefire and non-violence, because we know the amount of people who are aware on an annual basis, because we measure incredibly carefully, and we also know the amount of behavioural change as a consequence of somebody being involved in the peace process. If they're involved in the peace process and they're taking involved in activities, then we know their behaviour changes. So in 2012, there were 280 million people involved, with a 2% decrease in violence. In 2013, there were 490 million people involved, again with a 2% decrease in violence. This year, there has been over 1.5 billion people aware, and by 2016, we will reach the target of 3 billion people being aware of the only day of peace that's ever existed on this planet. And as a consequence of that, many, many lives will be saved. The 21st is this September, and thanks to Yoko's support and many others, of all the people here on the panel, the 21st of September is the day that more people think about peace than any other day, and it is the day where there is the greatest decrease of violence on any given day of the year. This is the fuel to continuing, and thank you so much, Yoko. Thank you, everybody.
Doreen Raymond, co-founder of Art Production Fund. In 2000, Art Production Fund is a public arts project aimed at expanding awareness through contemporary art. What Art Production Fund does is very close to my own heart, and I wholeheartedly applaud their beautiful vision. And this is, both the two people together about it, Doreen Raymond and Yvonne Foss Villarreal, co-founded Art Production Fund in 2000. Along with Doreen, together with Doreen, her work has inspired and delivered very important messages through art projects around the world. Together, these women are a real force in the art world, and their work is an inspiration to us all. So, two people together. Please come here.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Ms. Ono, for including us in this marvelous event with such fantastic people, including our fellow honorees. It really is a very joyous day. And it's truly wonderful to be in beautiful Iceland for this occasion. We're deeply, deeply humbled to accept this award from you, who we've long admired, for your groundbreaking art practice. And it is an incredible honor to pay tribute to your and John Lennon's lifelong pursuit of peace. You're an inspiration to us and to millions around the world. I'm Doreen, and together with Yvonne, my partner, we started Art Production Fund in 2000 with the mission of bringing ambitious, significant, and relevant works of art by established and emerging artists to the general public. 15 years and over 100 projects later, there is no limit to the type of art of works we commission, ranging from sculptures to performances to videos, billboards, and more. We ensure projects are free and easily accessible by placing them in city streets, on the sides of buildings, in storefronts, plazas, parks, and in other unexpected places. These works infiltrate people's daily lives, instilling creativity, beauty, and new perspectives. The power of art is that it communicates beyond language. It speaks to people's hearts and minds and provides a platform where humanity can meet, share, think, feel, debate, in one word, connect. In these connections between the artist and the audience with each other, the artist with art history, it is that we look to nurture at Art Production Fund. Within these connections are the seeds of peace.
Hello. Art Production Fund projects have taken anywhere from 1 week to 3 years to produce. We commit to an artist's vision, fundraise, fabricate, secure venues, and then present. The common thread in all of the projects is accessibility and high integrity. Work that communicates to both a child and an art historian alike, offering viewers a new way to see the world. To name a few projects, in 2004, we worked with Rudolf Stingel to install wall-to-wall carpet in Ground Central Terminal. The carpet was made of bright pink and blue roses. 120,000 commuters daily were able to walk on top of the artwork. A familiar space was transformed into a monumental field of flowers. In 2005, we opened Prada Marfa by Elm Green and Drag Set, our only permanent artwork to date. Located 30 miles outside of Marfa, Texas, on a desolate ranching land. It's a hyper-realist sculpture that resembles exactly a Prada boutique, displaying 40 high-heel shoes and 6 handbags visible through the window facade. But the door is sealed. You cannot enter. The work examines the deep desire we have for owning objects within our consumerist society. We've also had the true pleasure of working with Yoko Ono on 4 distinct projects between 2010 to 2012. We installed the message, "War is over, if you want it," on top of 500 New York City taxis. We've screened Imagine Peace videos in 24 languages, spelling out the message, "Imagine Peace," in numerous locations. On Monumental Marquee in Las Vegas, on 25 public screens in the UK during the Summer Olympics, and throughout Times Square digital billboards in September 2012, coinciding with the 31st Annual International Peace Day. Ms. Ono, we hope to do many more projects with you in the future.
The grant, I'm thrilled to channel one half of Ms. Ono's grant to an organization that I've been personally supporting for over 6 years called Spirituality for Kids. This groundbreaking nonprofit develops and provides free curriculum online for children, parents, and educators internationally. The highly effective program teaches children how to deepen their sense of purpose in life, see challenges as opportunities, and develop respect and care for themselves, others, and the world around them. It is our children with raised consciousness and self-awareness who can lead us to a future of global unity and peace.
As a mother, feminist, and a career woman, my half of the grant is being donated to First Step Training Program for Women, part of the Coalition for the Homeless. The program empowers homeless and low-income women who are ready for positive change in their lives. It provides professional skills and self-confidence needed to secure employment and reach their full potential, enabling them to thrive in the workplace and care for their children. Peace starts with a stable and safe home. Thank you, Ms. Ono. We will follow your lead and continue to advocate for peace.
This is Doreen. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yvonne. Because all the others just have so many sort of credits that they achieved in their lives, and Doreen and Yvonne are really very now people, and they're incredible. But for women, it's not that easy because people think, "Oh, what does she do?" And so, in this particular situation, they're being extremely encouraging, and extremely wise, and doing a very good job. So I just thought, well, it's not like they have strings of credits like the others, but it's really good to show that now it's happening, and it is happening. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now on to young winner, who made rock and roll a household name single-handedly. In the 1960s, we all know about him, I suppose, because that Yang founded the iconic Rolling Stone magazine, which from its inception in 1967 has become the voice of a generation. Rolling Stone became one of the most successful magazines in publishing history, winning a staggering 15 national magazine awards. So I didn't think he needs it, but then I she should know that people like us, sort of like an outsider, still cares what he did. If anyone defined the 1960s and onwards in print, Yang did it. As chairman of Lennon Media and chairman of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Foundation, I am delighted that Yang could spare the time to come to this beautiful country to receive this award. I'm very happy to call him a great friend, as he was to John Lennon. Please welcome Yang Wenner. Now it's your time,
Jigsaw puzzle. Thank you, Yoko. And it's a pleasure to be in Iceland, in Reykjavik, in the world's capital of peace, a beacon throughout the world, which we need, a beacon way to live nicely. About from the very beginning of Rolling Stone in San Francisco in 1967, we received the support of Yoko Ono and John Lennon, and they became friends and allies of ours. In 1968, to celebrate our very first anniversary issue, we published on the cover of Rolling Stone the naked photo of the two of them from their album Two Virgins, which had been banned. Well, that put us on the map. We became supporters and partners in their lifelong crusade for peace. We covered sleep-ins for peace, bag-ins for peace, everything they did, we covered. We became, for a long time, one of their leading voices, one of the leading vehicles for them to communicate, to reach their public, through articles, interviews, and pieces written by them. We were part of their crusade. That partnership has continued for decades. And it's been as rewarding as any other aspect of the nearly 50 years that I've been doing Rolling Stone. The historic mission of Rolling Stone is not only to cover rock and roll and the popular arts, but the causes and concerns of the artists and their messages for society and to society. The message of peace is foremost among them. I interpret peace broadly to include social justice, equality, economic justice for all people. That is the only certain road to peace. Every issue we publish has articles and reports, investigations on those subjects. It seeks to bring light, outrage, and understanding, and some justice. I want to thank Yoko for this honor and for years of personal friendship and support of all my many endeavors and all my family. Yoko, love you. And I would also like to share this honor with my family who are with me today, my two life partners, Jane and Matt, and my sons, Gus and Theo. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Well, I think that's the end of it. And I just have to thank you for being so supportive to this LennonOno Grant for Peace for 7 years, was it? I think 7 years. But it will go on a bit. the moment. I hope. And we couldn't have done it. I couldn't have done it without your support. I mean, can you imagine if I tried to do this and lines of people outside saying, "Don't do that." No, you were so sweet and so understanding about this LennonOno grant for peace, and I just feel not only honored, but I respect you for understanding these things, and it's really, for me, it means a lot because it's a kind of offshoot kind of award. It's not given to people in the usual sense. It's given to people who's doing good work, but not really being admitted as such in the world. And so that's very important, I thought. Okay, well, thank you very much. And also to people who came to Reykjavik and thinking of going to many places. I'd just like you to make sure to go to the center of the world, center of the earth, that Jules Verne said, this is the center of the earth or something. And it's an incredible place. And when you go there, you'll see that there's this black beach. The sand is not usual sand, it's like black. And also there's this sort of hill that you can climb up, but it's not easy. It's sort of like a mix of snow and pebbles, and you have to really work to go up there. And then come down, and there's a beautiful, beautiful hotel there too. So I just wanted you to know many things like that. I mean, the reason why I point that one out is because I had such an incredible time. Even now, I think about it. I think I went there probably 4 or 5 years ago, actually. But I still think of it. It is such a beautiful place, and there's so many beautiful places here. And by staying here for a week, it's better for your health than going to a health farm, I think.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you heard, with Yoko we don't need to add anything towards tourists. We just thank you. And congratulations to the recipients. We are going to have some photo up here on stage, but then we're going to have what we call a warm reception. It's a small reception outside to join the recipients in afterwards for some coffee and tea and cake. And then, of course, we see everybody at Relay this evening. And thank you very much for this. And please, let's meet outside.